One of the things I was going to mention to you all, some of you have probably tried to play a character or tried to play a game, and you're just like, I am incapable of doing this. Like, the execution is too difficult for me. I can't do this. Maybe some of you are like, I really like how Sea Viper is in Street Fighter 4, and you just go into training mode with the character, and you're like, this is not gonna happen. I have to DP input, and then I have to super jump cancel. I have to do another input really fast. I have to cancel this. This is impossible. You know, there are some characters that you're incapable of operating because they're just such a difficult execution barrier for you that you're like, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. Or maybe there's something about the character that you find too difficult to consistently execute, so you just don't do it. You're like, you know, this thing is like the super optimal thing to do, but it's too fucking hard, so I'm just not gonna do it. I'll form a strategy around the stuff that I can do, and the stuff that I can't do, I mean, I just can't do it. How many of you have played Tekken 7? If you've ever played that game on one player side, playing that game on player 2 side is a whole new world. In fact, it's talked about a lot how some people are much, much, much better on one player side and much, much, much worse on 2P side, or the opposite. And that's not even just something that happens in Tekken 7. I know some people, you know, they can do their B&Bs maybe like 90 to 100% on one side, and then on the other side, you're like, you know, it's like more like 80% or something. Everybody has that stuff. I know lots of Street Fighter 4 players who play characters that have to do one frame links and like really hard combos. They like go to Marvel 3 and they're like, I can't do an air dash combo, or like I can't do a double jump combo, or like you take a Marvel player and you drop them in a new game and they're like, I can't do links. I'm struggling out here. This kind of execution is hard for me. So a lot of people are like that. What I was going to mention about strategies and about execution barriers is a lot of people come up with strategies around them. And that is both inside and outside the game. You all might be familiar with Apology Man. A lot of you know him as a Faust player or a Dragon Ball player, but I know him and a lot of people know him maybe the first time he like showed up on your radar as a Marvel 3 player. First of all, his team is really annoying, right? Cheap ass annoying team. He played Firebrand, and Firebrand, he could wall cling and do a fireball. And that wall cling fireball was really good. It was very effective. So on player 1 side, he was really fast at it. He was really consistent. His player 1 wall cling fireball is really good. Player 2 wall cling fireball, he was way slower and way less effective. It got to the point where in tournaments, people would, when they were going to play against Apology Man, would just sit on one player side and plug in their sticks first. He would have to rock, paper, scissors for side every time he played. And so for the Apology Man thing, I actually just dug up a clip of him playing Marvel 3. He's up against Filipino champ, who immediately, by the way, just sat on one player side. They talk about it in the tournament. Their match starts and like Apology Man jumps over and he like side swaps right away. And then he starts doing wall cling fireball. You see how fast he's doing these wall cling fireballs? You see how low to the ground they are and how he can like approach after? The input is back in the air to wall cling, and then you shoot a fireball after. So he's doing these like super low wall cling fireballs, and he's moving. And he's just tagging these wall cling fireballs out there. Super low to the ground. Look how low these he's like zoning Magneto. And he's getting in on Magneto because of it. You see this? Now, if you look later on in the same set, 3 minutes in, Apology Man's on player 2 side. When he glows like this and he becomes a gargoyle, this gargoyle form or whatever, he's faster. And so he can wall cling faster. He can shoot fireballs fast. He can do like everything quicker. Look at his wall cling fireballs on this side. That's in the fast mode. It's not even lower than it was on the player 1 side regular without the power up. Look at how high off the ground he shot the fireball. It's so much higher. There's so much more room for Magneto to move, right? His wall cling fireballs are so much worse when you compare it to the wall cling fireballs he shot on this side. Way lower. It's not like this is somebody who was just like an okay Marvel 3 player. This is an extremely good Marvel 3 player, right? Someone who won a lot of tournaments, is like really good, placed really well at a lot of events. Evo top 8 finalist, right? Like this is someone who's really good, like at that level in Marvel 3. So someone says, how do you feel good playing with such a glaring weakness? It's just how it goes. People have weaknesses, not only in their strategies, but also in execution or their game plans or whatever it is, right? And you have to deal with it. And it's okay. It's okay that you have weaknesses in your game plan or your execution or whatever. Like this is somebody who has to rock, paper, scissors for side every time he plays. How many people can do Kara Fukiage with Makoto, right? There's only like one Makoto who really does the true, real hard shit on everybody all the time. And it's Tominaga, right? Like all the other Makotos that I've seen and I know about, they don't hit it in the same way that he does. And they get on just fine playing Makoto. It's not like the end of the world. They just do 95% stun instead of 100% stun. Yeah, you just play without it. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna do the normal Fukiage stuff or pick a different super or whatever. I've seen it in 2D games when people get on their bad side, they just try to jump over you. They're like, I don't want to be on this side anymore. You know, you say that a hitbox changes the 1P and 2P side thing. But on hitbox, I found some things way easier on 1P side and way harder on 2P side and vice versa. It just depends. I don't think it's left or right-handed brain shit. I mean, it could be, I suppose, but the physical motion is different doing quarter circles to the left and quarter circles to the right. A lot of the execution woes people have can definitely be grinded out in training mode. But certainly, even if you grind your execution, you will find that you're still better on one side or the other. It's just the nature of the beast. You'll be more consistent or faster or cleaner or better with certain inputs on certain sides. It's super normal. Yeah, Gold Lewis is a great example. I think some inputs for him feel weirder to me on player 2 side than player 1 side, and vice versa. Or you can be a genetic freak and do running 842 with Gold Lewis, which is, you know, again, that's an execution barrier that I've tried. I practiced it and I was like, I can't do that. This is so fucking hard. I have to rethink, I think, my beginning strategy of even how to do it, because I don't even think I'm doing it right.
Listen.
Recently, someone was like, you know, I remember chat used to never make you grumpy. You used to always seem so cheerful. And I was like, you'll get there one day. You know, when like the beginning of Dark Souls where there's the ashen one in the prison? That's me. About to take off all my clothes and fast roll around so I can until Will of Kill starts.